Well, hello everybody. Long time no here. No, I did not disappear. However, I really did not realize what the heck I put myself into by adopting a puppy. And what a great puppy it is. His name is Tiger, if you don't follow me on Facebook. But trust me, it was a shock to the system. I had a dog when I was like much younger and I completely forgot about it, right? So as soon as I got over the what the was I thinking phase and finally caught on some sleep, the monthlies, were not possible. So sorry about that, but I guess and I hope you understand. So here we are. Yay. So this particular time we are looking for transition of Aries. I'm going back to actually doing tarot scopes, like not necessarily for a month only, even though technically that would make it easier for me. So sort of like transition 23rd to 23rd sort of a thing, right? So let's jump right in, guys. And if this resonates, please subscribe, please share, please like. And yes, to get a reading with me, please check it on my website, ktarot.ca. So let's jump into your scopes for this particular Aries transition. Hello Sagittarians, and welcome to a reading for the Aries transition. We all kind of react differently under different kind of like signs, but Aries is like your sister fire sign. So this is kind of like something that's almost like a spark. You needed to kind of like light that fire. So this is kind of like, come on baby, light my fire. So it is really interesting because I just kind of like finished Scorpio reading that had lots of earth and fire in it. And you almost like have the same thing. So whether or not you are dealing with a Scorpio or not, it's going to be material, but it could be one of those possibilities over here. Now, where do I start? Let's start with what was on the bottom of the deck. You have like these three of pentacles, or three of earth as it's being called here. So we are seeing three cats teaming up together. This is rarely seen sight, and honestly I have seen it in my household. I had Oscar and I had her daughter Mittens. Yes, I know Oscar is a male name, but when I got Oscar at 8 weeks, it kind of like looked like a boy. So imagine my surprise when Oski got pregnant. So she became Oski. So when I adopted Matrix, it was like, oh my god, a male cat? Are you insane? And they really teamed up. It was almost like a wolves, one approaching from one side, another one from another side to chase him. And poor Matrix was feeling really kind of like harassed, I would say, for many years. It was after the kitties passed that he actually really found his voice, and now he's the big Safi's protector. So here we are really talking about teamwork, but also possibly, how to resolve some kind of challenges, right? So these kind of like kitty mates are really kind of trying to figure it out, that it will be maybe a frustrating time, kind of like hurting the bug, on its own. By cooperating, they are kind of like achieving this goal and actually will have some kind of like fun in the process. So about the teamwork, maybe what something has been difficult, or you see no end, or you see nobody really wanted to kind of like give you an inch, right? So but there is this like now ability to work together, and you have put in so much energy. I can totally see it was like almost like bzz, the battery is dead kind of like a thing, right? Look at this, I need to sleep, everybody leave me alone. The field of lavender, isn't this beautiful? It is kind of like a time where you turn off the phone and nobody calls me. I need to recover, I need to sleep, I need to come to myself, and if I don't do that, I'm not able to help anybody else, right? So there is like kind of like essence of things coming together, because here we also have a kitty looking upon the stars, gazing upon the stars. It's called Stars card, my favorite card, and this is appearing in your past category. So it is really kind of like make me think, especially in this particular deck, right? think about it like when universe like was born, I guess, let's put it that way. Every creation was given its own consciousness, and cats are keenly aware of that. I look at cats and I'm thinking, you must be, not maybe, but karmically much higher than me. They kind of like know their place, they assume their place, and you know, all you have to say to a cat, hello, welcome to my home, the bathroom is here, the kitchen is here, and they know everything. They know it. Not training like with a puppy or anything like that, right? But you know, when we see the stars card, it's really telling us to be a part of something bigger. There is part of like this great mystery, that there is like kind of like pattern and intention in our lives. So this is talking about hope and being unique and precious, right? So maybe giving that this is showing up here, and giving this is showing up in conjunction with the wheel card, and wheel is basically belonging to Jupiter, and Jupiter is your ruler, so hence kind of happy-go-lucky approach. It could be telling me that maybe it was a period of time where you have lost hope, where you felt nothing will work out. I can't move forward. That's what usually happens when we are on the bottom of this wheel, right? On the bottom, everything feels bad. It feels like, why? Like you didn't stop him, but you're stopping me and giving me not one ticket, but 3? Why? But on the other hand, sometimes we are on that end where we kind of like escape everything. So now things are turning. Things are turning to the point that you're totally in the zone. You're totally feeling hopeful. You're totally feeling kind of like you can move forward. Yeah, you might be a little bit tired, but this kind of like looks like that you have been overthinking certain things. It is the sky. It's a 4 of sky. There is that element of, oh my God, you know, it's just too much. Maybe you even reach this point where literally relaxing and maybe even withdrawing yourself from the environment that you kind of like normally dwell in is going to give you some answers, is going to give you some new direction. You have here Earth Kitten and the Wheel. This is Major Arcana, and this is Major Arcana, and the Lovers are Major Arcana. So you have like this really interesting 3 tangential cards, kind of like past, present, future, that is obviously telling me that there are like some big things happening, big things coming, right? So we have like this all these chakras, and we see the fire, we see the water, right? We see the earth, right? We see all of them over here. So everything is like falling into its place. Maybe you're exploring people who are different. Maybe you're exploring friendships. Like Earth Kitten or Page of Pentacles is always talking about that inquisitive, almost like a student-like energy. Maybe, you know, especially you guys Sagittarians, you always kind of like different cultures, you like different things, you like philosophy, and this is like totally coming in that zone, totally kind of like feeling, oh my goodness, like I am turning things around, things are happening. There's like still something that is going on. Look at these 2 fours. 4s are always about the control or lack of control or leave me alone. There's like still the essence of kind of like, I'll keep these doors closed, like all toys are mine and only mine. Well, wouldn't that be more fun to actually have a buddy to play with it? So there's like still that reservation of energy. There is like still kind of like this feeling of exhaustion and need to establish new boundaries, right? Look at this, that's play. It is a play, but it is a play of a game of life where you need to learn when and how far you can push and when to stop, but also how deep to allow people to enter your life as well. It could have been something that is based on the past, that, you know, dreaming some dreams that didn't happen. It felt like that could be some information in your past. You may have dealt with an air sign or a fire sign, in particular with maybe another Sagittarius, Aquarius, or a Gemini, and that kind of like affected your thinking. You know, it's like you're driving, and you totally know this is the road, that's where I'm going, and then you see this big stone hitting your car, and you're off, and all of a sudden you're driving in a different direction. I kind of like feel something like that happened. And this teamwork can also means literally that you had to start rebuilding yourself. You had to kind of like, man, what is really important over here? You're still kind of like holding on to something. The Four of Earth is not necessarily great card. It really says to me that you have managed to feel stabilized. You saw it teeter-totter. It was like, oh my god, you know, a roller coaster. And now you're feeling, okay, I'm here, but I don't want to make these big motions because I know where I was, which kind of like makes sense. You might be going through this kind of like process of establishing maybe new you, establishing some kind of like stability, establishing new direction. Then you have like this Nine of Earths, which is kind of like similar thing. It almost like feels like that some of you are deciding, you know what, I'm so happy on my own. I don't even want to lift this paw or this finger and move in a different direction. Nine of Earth is extremely positive card for those of you who want to be in a couple. Because without understanding what you need and comfort that you feel being in your own company, you cannot understand that the relationship is really right for you, because you might be going in a relationship for the wrong reasons, or you just want to be with someone. But if you can be also with somebody else where you are not even exchanging words, but you're feeling that comfort, that's the recipe for longevity, right? In your environment, you have Eight of Sky. Sorry, pardon me, Eight of Sea. So it is Eight of Cups. There is like this essence of listening to the distant drummer over here, wondering, what is out there? This also tells me that it might be somebody from your past. Just, you might be hearing from them. You might be seeking them out. In the regular deck, it would show that, you know, person walking in the darkness and having so much and yet feeling, well, I'm missing someone. And that coupled with this soulmate card, the Lover's card, right? And I choose you. It really tells me that there is something or somebody that really, you know, rock your world, as they say. I don't like this expression, but I really can't think of anything better here to say. And yet, that somehow you had to go and part ways. But you didn't part their place in your heart, and they didn't do it either. It's still present. But there is like this reservation. I don't really think you really want to go in this direction. But you are wondering what would happen if, you know, I did that. What would happen if this happened? There's like lots of self-examination happening in this period. There's lots of this playfulness. You have this Sky Kitten. It's lots of truth-seeking. You guys are one of those sometimes overly blunt signs. You know, it takes one to know one, right? Aquarians and Sagittarians. So I really think the honesty over here also applies on who I am. What do I need? Who do I want to live with? Do I want to live with someone? Do I want to be left alone on my own and just play with my own stuff? Or do I really want to be hopeful that something will really happen to me? And this is going to be really interesting what I'm going to say next. You're going to decide, you know what? I'm fine. I'm going to continue on my own. I don't need anybody. And then destiny steps in and somebody shows up. Somebody who sweeps you off your feet. Most likely it's going to be an air sign. It could be Gemini. It doesn't have to be, guys. Lovers is a major arcana. It can represent lots of things. And I have pulled one more card for you. I just finished Scorpio before you. They also had the same card. I was just telling them a story about this lady who was having these dreams. And the dream was like she wanted to travel somewhere with, you know, her late husband. But she didn't. So after she died, her daughter discovered that, well, I inherited quite a bit of the money. And why didn't my parents take the trip or move? They had plenty of money to do that, right? So it is about you questioning, am I missing something? Is this life too short to miss it, right? And you're clearly not giving up. You're clearly feeling that maybe you cannot meet dreams of others. Maybe somebody had some expectations of you, but this is not the biggie. Biggie is if you kind of like fail yourself. So there was like some situation over here that I feel you guys just gave up on, or somebody gave up on you, and this kind of like time for deep rest I can absolutely see over here. So it is like really time to feel that the winter is not going to last forever, that new times are coming. You have this wheel, big changes are coming forward. You need to be daring. This is kind of like your thing. These are strings. I'm playing this game every night before the bed, and I just have to say string, and Safi shows up, and I hope that I said it quietly enough. So guys, reclaim who you are, reclaim who you want to be. This clearly closing the door and being on your own, it's not going to work. That's not your destiny, not of you who are listening to me. So my dear Sagis, if this resonated, if these messages were at least some, because it's general reading, so it cannot expect to be everything, it's kind of like coming through, please subscribe. This is meant for you to hear and to be here. If you want more in-depth reading, contact me via cattarot.ca. And to get these daily messages, daily tarot, please subscribe. My Instagram and Facebook information is all in the description. Thank you guys so much. Would like to hear your comments, and would like to hear how you will be able to get out of your own kind of like little game. That's going to be interesting. Outsmarting yourself. How will you do it? Love you guys. Talk to you soon.